What if I told you there's a single point on your body, a point so small, most people overlook it every single day, yet it holds the power to quiet your entire inner storm in less than a minute? Not by forcing your mind to be calm, not by trying to think positive, but simply by breathing into it. Imagine this for a moment. You're sitting exactly where you are right now. Your shoulders slightly tense. Your chest holding more pressure than you admit. Thoughts moving faster than your breath can catch. And then, you place your awareness on this one hidden point. Take one slow inhale, and suddenly something inside you opens. A doorway, a soft inner switch, a quiet space you may not have felt in years. Most people don't know this, but your body carries tiny portals, places where breath and nervous system meet, where awareness melts tension, where your vagus nerve listens like a guardian waiting for a signal. And this one point, the one we'll activate today, is one of the most powerful among them. As you breathe into it, you'll feel a subtle warmth rising, your chest softening, your heartbeat slowing down, your inner world shifting from chaos to clarity. It feels almost ancient, like something your body always knew but your mind forgot. And here's the part almost no one realizes. Once this point activates, your entire nervous system changes its frequency. Thoughts settle. Fear dissolves. Your emotional weight loosens its grip. And a deeper version of you begins to take the lead. Stay with me until the end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly where this point is, how to breathe into it, and how to awaken what I call your inner vagus portal, the place where your body remembers how to feel safe again. You might not know this, but there is a point on your body that responds to breath the way a lock responds to its exact key. Most people breathe around this point their entire life, never quite reaching it, never realizing that a tiny shift of awareness could unlock a completely different state of being. This practice is simple, almost deceptively simple. You breathe into a single point located near the upper center of your chest, right where the sternum softens and the energetic pathways of the throat, heart, and diaphragm meet. In anatomy, this area sits at the crossroads of fascia, nerves, and microtension networks. In ancient traditions, healers believed this zone acted as a gateway, a place where breath could enter the spirit rather than just the lungs. But the truth is deeper. This technique is not just about breathing into the chest. It's about breathing into an inner doorway hidden behind it. Ancient Taoist practitioners called this the inner gate. Early yogic texts referred to it as the wind channel opening. Modern somatic therapy casually labels it a release point for the vagus nerve and diaphragm tension. Different languages, different eras, but all pointing to the same mysterious spot inside the human body. You might not know this, but the area just beneath your collarbones carries one of the body's most sensitive emotional centers. When this point tightens, the breath gets shallow. When it softens, the mind gets quiet. And when you consciously breathe into it, gently, deliberately, you create a wave of communication that travels down your vagus nerve like a soft message. You're safe. Let go. This technique blends the physical and the mystical. Physically, you're directing your breath toward the sternum's inner cavity and the upper diaphragm. Mystically, you're awakening what many healers believed was a listening point, a place where your body receives guidance, intuition, and emotional signals. For centuries, this knowledge slowly faded. In a world obsessed with thinking, planning, and forcing, we forgot that the body has its own intelligence. We forgot that breath is not just oxygen, it's direction, intention, and communication. We forgot that the vagus nerve isn't just a biological structure. It's the body's inner messenger of calm, connection, and truth. This technique resurfaces that forgotten understanding. Picture this. When you breathe into this specific point, your diaphragm moves downward, your chest micro-opens, and a subtle pressure touches the internal network around your vagus nerve. At the same time, the energy field around your chest, what ancient texts called the inner flame, shifts, expands, and releases old tension patterns. And the most fascinating part? You don't have to force anything. You don't have to take huge dramatic breaths. Even a soft, slow inhale directed toward this point begins to melt years of stored tightness. This practice teaches you something profound. Your body isn't waiting for the world to calm down. It's waiting for you to send the signal. You might not know this, but the moment your awareness lands on this chest point, your nervous system becomes alert in a completely different way. Not the alertness of fear, but the alertness of awakening. Like a door unlocking from the inside. So what is this technique? It's the art of breathing into the one place your body has been protecting for years. The place where your emotional armor forms. The place where your heart and mind meet. The place where the vagus nerve listens most closely. By breathing into this point, you activate your inner vagus portal, a hidden pathway that shifts your entire inner state from tension to deep, grounded presence. And now that you know what this technique truly is, let's explore why it works so powerfully even for people who don't believe in anything mystical at all. To understand why this technique works so deeply, you have to understand the quiet architecture of your inner biology, especially the vagus nerve. Most people think of the vagus as just another nerve, but it's actually more like the body's internal operating system, a living pathway that connects breath, heart, gut, and emotional memory into one continuous conversation. When you breathe into the upper chest point, the one just beneath the collarbones, near the sternum's inner gateway, something remarkable happens inside you. Not dramatic, not loud, but undeniably real. The vagus nerve branches through the throat, heart, and diaphragm. This area you're breathing into sits right near the thoracic inlet, a zone dense with nerve fibers, fascia, lymphatic flow, and emotional tension patterns. When you send slow breath here, the diaphragm subtly shifts downward. That tiny movement stretches the vagus nerve just enough to trigger what scientists call the parasympathetic response, the body's natural calming system. This is the moment your nervous system whispers, "You're safe. You can release now." But that's only one layer of what's happening. Slow, directed breath also activates something more subtle, your biofield, the electromagnetic field generated by your heart and nervous system. When the breath deepens and the chest softens, heart rhythm becomes smoother, creating what researchers call coherent frequency patterns. Ancient traditions simply called this inner harmony. Different words, same truth. And here's where the mystical and scientific overlap. When this chest point relaxes, your body enters a feedback loop. Breath softens, vagus nerve relaxes, heart rhythm balances, mind quiets, breath softens even more. It's a self-healing cycle. You don't force calm. You allow it to emerge. And this technique taps into something modern science is just beginning to explore: cellular memory. The chest and diaphragm store emotional imprints, especially moments where you held your breath during stress or fear. When you breathe into this point, the body recognizes the signal and begins to release those old patterns, almost like untying invisible knots inside your nervous system. This is why some people feel warmth. Some feel emotional heaviness melting. Some feel their throat open or their shoulders drop. Some unexpectedly feel tears rise, a gentle detox of the emotional body. And here's the part one want you to really understand. This works even if you don't believe in any of it. Because breath doesn't need belief. The vagus nerve doesn't need belief. Your parasympathetic system doesn't ask for permission. The body responds to breath the way a flower responds to light. Automatically, quietly, instinctively. So when you breathe into this single point, you're not doing magic. You're triggering the biology of inner safety, the physiology of release, and the energetic shift of returning to yourself. Now that you know the science behind the inner vagus portal, let's finally move into the part your body has been waiting for, the step-by-step practice itself. Now we move into the part your body has quietly been waiting for, the moment where theory becomes sensation and awareness becomes experience. This practice is simple, gentle, and deeply internal. Follow each step slowly. Your body will understand more than your mind does. Step 1. Find the point. Bring 1 or 2 fingertips to the center of your upper chest. Slide them upward until you reach the soft dip where the collarbones meet, the suprasternal notch. Right behind this point lies the inner gateway we are activating. You don't have to press hard. Just let your fingers rest there with a tenderness you reserve for something sacred. As your fingers touch the skin, feel your breath naturally gather around your chest, as if it already knows where to go. Step 2. Set your posture. Sit upright but relaxed. Let your shoulders melt downward, not by forcing them, but by allowing gravity to do the work. Imagine a gentle thread lifting the crown of your head. This soft lengthening opens the pathway between breath, throat, heart, and diaphragm, creating space for the vagus nerve to listen. Close your eyes if it feels natural. Let the world move to the background. Step 3. The first breathing cycle, the gate opens. Take a slow inhale, not into your lungs, but toward this point under your fingers. Imagine your breath traveling upward like a warm mist, gently touching the inside of your chest. As you inhale, visualize this point glowing faintly, like a small, forgotten lantern flickering back to life. Hold that warmth for just 1 second. Now release your exhale through your mouth, soft and slow. With this breath out, imagine a doorway inside your chest beginning to open, even if only a few millimeters. Repeat this cycle 3 times. Inhale, warm light rises inside. Hold, the point softens. Exhale, the inner gate opens wider. You may feel a subtle shift, a tiny drop of the shoulders, a micro-relaxation in the throat, or a spreading warmth. Step 4. The second breathing cycle, the vagus wave. Now place your whole palm over the chest point. The warmth of your hand activates the fascia and sends a calming signal deeper inward. Take a calm breath in, and imagine the inhale pouring directly into the palm of your hand, as if your breath and hand are communicating. This time, visualize your exhale as a wave descending downward, sliding beneath the ribs, into the diaphragm, all the way to the belly. Each exhale sends a message to the vagus nerve. You are safe. Release. Repeat this for 3 breaths. Breath rises to your palm. Breath falls like water to the belly. Chest softens. Neck loosens. Heart slows. You might feel a spreading sensation, almost like your body is sighing from the inside. Step 5. The third breathing cycle, the inner portal. Now we move to the deepest layer, the spiritual somatic connection. Keep your palm on the point. Take a slow inhale through your nose. And this time, imagine the breath entering through the back of your heart. Visualize it moving forward, passing through the center of your chest, and reaching the point beneath your hand like a beam of light traveling through a tunnel. On your exhale, imagine that same light expanding outward, glowing through your chest, your throat, and the space around your shoulders, like you're radiating calm from the inside out. Repeat this cycle 3 times. Inhale, breath enters through the back of the heart. Travel, the inner tunnel lights up. Exhale, radiant field expands. If emotion rises here, warmth, heaviness, or the urge to breathe deeper, it's completely normal. This is the body's way of opening the portal further. Step 6, optional press plus release. If it feels natural, apply a very slight pressure with your fingertips again. Not to push, but to guide your awareness more precisely. As you inhale, imagine the point rising to meet your fingers from the inside. As you exhale, imagine the point sinking inward, like a soft cushion releasing weight. Do this 2 times only. This micromovement can trigger a deeper parasympathetic drop. You may feel a sudden internal quiet. Step 7. Final stillness. Remove your hands slowly. Let your chest remain open, soft, illuminated. Take 1 final slow inhale, and let the exhale fall out naturally, without control, like a sigh you didn't plan. Feel the lingering warmth behind the sternum, that is the inner vagus portal awakening. That gentle glow is your nervous system returning to safety. Now place your awareness on that point without touching it. Just feel it from the inside. And quietly ask your body, what did you release just now? Now notice how you feel. The moment you breathe into this one point, something begins to move inside you. Something subtle, quiet, but undeniable. It's not the dramatic kind of change the mind expects. It's the kind of shift the body recognizes first, long before your thoughts catch up. You might feel a gentle release spreading outward from the center of your chest, almost like a small knot untying itself. For some people, it feels like warmth. For others, a soft aching pressure that slowly melts. And for many, it feels like space, a new spaciousness that wasn't there a minute ago. This is your nervous system loosening the grip it has held for years. As this point softens, your breath becomes easier without effort. Your jaw relaxes. Your shoulders drop. Your mind begins to quiet, not because you forced it, but because your body finally gave it permission to stop holding everything at once. A deep clarity emerges here, the kind that rises from silence, not from thinking. You might notice your thoughts slowing down, almost like they're landing instead of spiraling. The internal noise dims, replaced by a calm that feels strangely ancient, as if your body is remembering something it lost along the way. Emotion may surface too. Some people feel tears waking up behind their eyes. Some feel old heaviness lifting from the chest. Some feel a wave of relief, almost like the exhale they've been waiting for finally arrives. This isn't weakness, it's balance returning. It's the emotional body shifting from contraction into openness. Spiritually, the shift is even deeper. When this point opens, your inner world becomes softer, more receptive. You may feel a quiet presence inside your chest, something warm, something steady. It feels like a small inner light turning on. Ancient traditions describe this sensation as the heart remembering itself. Modern somatics simply calls it downregulation. But labels don't matter. What matters is the feeling, that unmistakable sense of coming home to yourself. There is a shift here that's more than emotional. It's the sense that your body is no longer fighting itself. That something inside you has aligned, even if just for a moment. That you're breathing as you were always meant to breathe. And maybe, just maybe, you'll notice that the ache you carry in your chest, the quiet one you don't talk about, feels a little lighter now. Because when the vagus portal opens, the emotional armor around your heart loosens. Not all at once, but enough for light to move in. As this inner balance settles, pause for a moment. Sit with the sensation, the warmth, the clarity, the quiet shift inside. And gently ask yourself, what did your body tell you? Not your mind, not your fears, just your body, the part of you that always knows when something finally feels right. You don't need long sessions to keep this inner vagus portal open. Just a few mindful breaths each day can shift the entire rhythm of your nervous system. Here's the simplest way to integrate it. Place your hand on the center of your upper chest, right over the point you learned. Take one slow inhale toward that inner space. Hold for a moment, then let the exhale fall out naturally. Do this for 3 breaths, nothing more. If you're busy, even a single breath works. What matters is consistency, not intensity. Each time you breathe into this point, you remind your body how to return to safety. Over days, your chest stays softer. Over weeks, your emotional spikes lessen. Over time, you'll notice your breath naturally deepening, your reaction slowing, and your clarity growing stronger. This practice slowly teaches your nervous system a new baseline, one grounded in calm instead of tension. You may sleep deeper. You may feel less overwhelmed by small things. You may sense emotions moving through you instead of staying stuck. With daily repetition, this point becomes more than a technique. It becomes a doorway your body instinctively walks through whenever it needs balance. Before you leave, take one more soft breath into that point on your chest and feel the quiet you've created inside. Remember, this space is always here. Your body knows the way back every time you breathe with intention. If this practice opens something for you, you'll want to explore the next step. What happens when you gently press the hidden point just below your collarbone? It deepens this same vagus pathway in a completely different way. If this video brought you clarity or calm, gently like it, subscribe, and share your experience in the comments. And keep breathing into your inner portal every day.